Okay guys, we're back. Officially because I can actually see the stream now. So, yeah, that was just super random, but technical difficulties do happen. And yeah, it appears everything is fine. But when I restarted it earlier, it didn't work, so I think I just had to like wait longer, which is what I did. That's the only difference I can say that that actually happened. But we are in the finals, and Jens is up 2-1 in the finals. So spawning in the lower right is the pink Zerg Bioice. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, Jens must have had a fairly quick win last game. Oh, is this happening again? I already see my stream crashing, which means I already might have a disconnect, which would be really tragic because... Okay, I actually think this is like something to do with my internet. Fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, super weird stuff happening. Super weird stuff. Alright. I'm just gonna refresh my stream. Note that it's live, but probably offline. Yeah, it's offline. And, alright. Unfortunately, I don't see any way that we're gonna cast this. We don't have a stream. Oh, now I see my stream. Okay. So yeah, my stream seems to be just lagging but not dead. So I will try to cast here. Yeah. Super random shit, but alright, we do see a third base coming down from Bioice. He is hiding from the Reaper because he doesn't have enough money to throw it down right now. Bioice got the speed early, but he hasn't continued mining gas, so he pulled off of gas just to get the speed. Super nice Reaper control coming out from the Terran player. If he can get a drone here, that would be super sick, but he's not going to. He should get the lings. I actually would hunt the lings if I was him. Actually, no, he's not going to get a drone. Very, very well played. But he could have done more. He could have gotten an extra 2 lings. Oh well. I would be satisfied with keeping him on edge. So it's not like you even need to do damage here. Although it's very nice if you do. But I wonder what he's gonna do. So the last game, unfortunately, we don't have the script. We don't know what happened, and I don't even know they saved match history. So. You do see a Starport Reactor and Tech Lab. So this is probably going to be that Banshee. He does like his Banshees. And I'm really sorry if I call him Game Time because I'm actually used to Game Time being in the finals, but Bioice is in the finals. And Bioice is preparing for what Jens has to throw at him. I don't know if Bioice knows how much he likes Banshees, although he probably does by now. It's just not something you usually expect. If you ever see a Tech Lab on a Starport, then you expect it. Here we do have a medevac coming out. So this is like that Hellion drop thingy I was talking about earlier. I think it's strange, but I'd like to see a reactor coming down. Oh, it's an armory build. Okay. Okay, so he's just mass Hellions. Which will turn into Hellbats against a lot of Lings. So it should be pretty nice. Pretty nice to play against. But yeah, it is working. Stream is confirmed to be working, but still struggling, at least a couple times with lag. Yeah, so we do see Hellions doing a little bit. These did better than Game 1 Hellions, which I remember got trapped in the corner. He was going to lift them up. Although that happened later, I think. Either way, what you always want to do is, when you open Hellions like this, you really want to get damage on the drone line. And if you don't get anything, then as fighting units, they're not that great. But here we have a Hellbat run by. As silly as that sounds, we have a Hellbat run by. And yeah, Banelings are here, so if he splits this, he should be fine. And he does split very nicely. That was sick. Really, really well done by Jens here. Maybe BioAce is getting a little tired, but he's taking heavy losses, not directly, but indirect losses, as he had to pull all of these guys way over here and then pull all of them back. He's droning up heavily, but this is all to make up for the lost time. And like always, Jens has another trick up his sleeve. He wants to do a multi-prong attack. And I don't know if BioAce saw the fact that this Liberator is repositioned, or he might be trying to take a fourth, but this is already successful. He pulls way off, tons of mining time, and all the Hellions die. Luckily for BioAce, he does get the kill on that, but damage was done. And Jens stockpiling Marines here, so again, changing up his style. I think Jens can play anything. Yeah, right now he's focusing on Bio, but he's just a very versatile player. We saw him play Mech earlier and had great success with Cyclone Hellbats, and now he's having great success with Marines. So, I don't know. Gotta kill the Lings though, so he can mine. He does, so he's gonna drop the bottom corner base, and this is gonna be a cancel for sure. Yeah, I guess with this infestation pit, he's gonna want that early hive, but he doesn't have any upgrades on the way, which is a little concerning. But he also doesn't have enough units, so he's going for roaches, but he's actually getting Baneling speed and +1 attack and roach speed. So this is super strange to me. I like the mix. Actually, I kind of like it because roaches are nice when you have the Lings there, so you always have that extra DPS, and nothing actually touches the roaches. You just keep them there. Like those Lings or those Marines wouldn't have gone down as fast. Just like that, half the army disappears because of the roaches, and you know that's why you get them. But they do drop off in effectiveness after a certain point, which we're rapidly approaching already. So Bio is way down in supply. I think the end-all be-all strategy is this hive timing from BioAce, because I don't know if he knows, but he's way behind in terms of army supply, and the workers are actually even, so that's never good as a Zerg. You always want to be ahead, especially ahead in economy, but even ahead in army supply, as your units are usually more fragile and you need more of them. At least if you want to play the heads-up battle game. He even trades off with some Lings pretty well. Double drop gets deflected by some Roach Ling in the main. He drops off on the side. He's probably going to kill some creep over here if he's focusing on it. I would right now, just like that, he kills the creep. I would even scan this here. Who cares if it's 2 Lings or two Marines? Okay, there are some units there. But yeah, he's gonna pick up. He's gonna get out of there. let's see the upgrades for a second. So we got 1-1 versus 1-1, and the reduction tab 1-1 or 2-2 is on the way. But this seems to be a Broodlord rush, and the only way this Broodlord rush is going to work is, frankly, if this army doesn't attack right now. And guess what it's doing? It's attacking right before Broodlords. This could end the game, and 6 are on the way, but they're not here yet. But he doesn't know that, so he's going to be careful. And he also could get surrounded by, you know, a Roach Ravager Ling attack, for instance. He doesn't know they're Broodlords, and guess what? You know what? These Broodlords might actually just save him the game. So we gotta see what happens now. As we got Jens is up 2, BioS 1, and he's probably like, what the hell? You have Broodlords at like 12 minutes? Or I mean 11 minutes? These are like the fastest Broodlords ever, right? And just like that, he loses half his tanks, and he's like baffled right now. He's like, what the actual fuck? Like, how do you deal with that? Oh, there's nothing under the Broodlords. Where's his army? He's way over there. Okay, so he had this drop going on. This drop was cleaned up, but it brought the it exposed the Broodlords. And in the meantime, 3 starports kind of panic mode starports get thrown down, and he just starts making Vikings. He has no time to make the reactors, so now he's just pumping out Vikings 5 at a time, because he knows this is sort of a gimmick. The upgrades are weak for the Zerg, and it's really just the Broodlords that he has to worry about, so that's what he's gonna focus on right now. And he also knows he has to kill the Corruptors because he has Vikings on the way. But he should be fine, so like, the Broodlords don't have very high DPS, so you can just kill everything like that. Gotta run. This Baneling's catching up, but he does get out of there. I don't know. I think the Vikings are gonna overtake. The problem for BioAce is he doesn't have an excellent economy. He has a good economy, but he doesn't have a great economy. And that's a problem when you have all these tech units that you can't replace. Because as soon as he loses the army once, it's over. He doesn't have the Ultra Switch ready, he doesn't have the upgrades, he only has 2-2. He's about to be versus 3-3 Bio. Actually, he does have the Ultras ready, but he doesn't have the money, so you can't do a switch. You can only make 1 or 2. And the Infestors are actually really critical. So these Infestors, oh, very nice Baneling hits, or baiting of the Banelings there. Another drop here. This is actually going to kill the base. And this medevac's still flying around. Huge army moving in front. I think the Infestors need to get the good fungal right now. So that's the entire job. If they don't get a good fungal, it's pretty far over. And they do get a nice one on the Vikings, but they don't really finish them off. So he needs to spread the Marines. Spread Marines, spread Marines, spread Marines. Okay, pretty good, but I don't know if it's enough here. We have Terran getting cleaned up, actually. He does retreat, and I actually think that favored BioAce heavily, as those Spore Crawlers each took out like 3 or 4 Vikings. This one has 3 kills. I mean, you don't see that very often, where Spores are used to defend against Vikings. But they're pretty good when you need to protect the Broodlords, because the only answer to Broodlords is Vikings, unless you have Ghosts, or unless there's no ground army and you just sit in a Marine Blender, but that's not the case here. So we do have probably Ultras getting prepared for at least. Let's see the upgrades. Does he have Chitinous? No, he doesn't have Chitinous, so he can't make Ultras just yet. but instead he's going to go for even more infestors, which is probably good because he lost a few and he needs to protect these brood lords. Like, no matter what happens, those brood lords are the answer. He needs to have those able to... Okay, there's actually 7 Vikings coming out. But, yeah, at this point, I'm actually worried for BioIce. He does have enough corruptors, so this is almost to that perfect composition where you just have insane air superiority combined with infestors to fungal the marines, and then you have the ultimate anti-ground broodlord. I'm still scared though, because this is so many Vikings that I think it's actually gonna flip the other way. And he's getting maxed out, so we can start to see what happens next. But the economy of gens is looking good. Economy of BioIce is also looking equally good. I'm just not sure about BioIce's his next step. Now, gens can do pretty much anything because he has all the infrastructure ready. He has all the 3/3 upgrades. But BioIce does not have a good switch, because after this gets taken out, if it ever gets taken out, then he has to go into ultras or something. But he doesn't have chitinous and he doesn't have 3/3. So that's going to make him weak against all of the Thors and tanks that we see out for gens. And these Vikings, essentially, they need to not die, or they need to slaughter this air army. Otherwise, the Thors and tanks and stuff are never going to have a chance to shine. But here we go. That's so many spores. He needs to kill the spores, and he's actually, this time around, he's aware of it, so he's going to kill the spores. I would have liked to see Vipers, but we didn't see any Vipers here. Those spores are so effective right now. But is it enough? Oh, these Thors each are killing broodlords. So yeah, like I said, the dangerous thing for BioIce is the follow-up. He doesn't have a good follow-up. He's gonna get Lings with Adrenal, which are, sure, that's excellent versus mech and everything, but he's almost targeting correctly, not quite though. He does get one at the end. But yeah, he doesn't, I don't think he wants to make more Herdlords. Is he gonna get the Spire? No. Wait. No way. No way. This one Marine. Okay, it does save itself. He just needed to keep those completely, or not all of them, unmorphed, and he should have killed the healing. But it is what it is. He continues making broodlords, and he continues making corruptors. This might be a big mistake, but we're about to find out, because actually the Viking production has stopped for now, so he probably does expect ultras. It's always funny how that works, the back and forth. You always expect them to switch, but if they never switch, sometimes it actually catches them off guard and does the best possible answer. So the difference is there's only 2 spores, which might actually be a problem. And I think Scans kind of told him that he needed to make Vikings again, so he started making Vikings, which is really good, because, well, yeah, Vikings are everything. He does get the infestors out. He's gonna make some, or he's gonna bring this base over here, which he probably made next to the planetary. And yeah, look at this army. This is a sick army. So many scans going down, just clearing up the creep and all of this Zerg stuff here. Okay, he has to spread the Vikings perfectly. That's a pretty good spread, and the tanks are doing a good job at targeting the right things, but look at these infested Terrans. These guys are shooting down the Vikings. they're getting kited. The kiting is coming down, all the Broodlords are going down. And you know what, this might be BioIce's last hope here. The last stand. And it's not working out at all. Because the Corruptors go down, and now all he needs to do is make Thors. And the Thors are going to be good against anything. I mean, Ultras would be the absolute worst decision. But I think he's going to be probably smart enough not to make Ultras. I would even go for Neural Parasite could be really game-changing if he got a few good ones against the Thors, but he's not really trying for that, so he's actually just making Ling Baneling, which is probably the best thing he can do except for the Neural, but he doesn't really know what Jens is doing, and all these scans are really keeping Jens in the loop, and that's letting him make these Vikings, knowing that they're going to be useful, because Corruptors are being remade, Broodlords are being remade. The economy, look at the income here. Jens is way ahead in minerals. Those spores are doing work. Uh-oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we do see some questionable traits, but at the end of the day, the mech army is still alive. And you know what isn't alive? The ground force. So these Thors are able to kill a base here. I don't know, it's looking pretty bad for BioIce. We might have our first Gens Platy-pro victory here. Pretty good fungal. Gonna kill 2 Thorns, I think. But he can't afford to lose any of these Corruptors here. And I think this is gonna be it for BioIce. He just barely escapes with 5 infested Terrans and some Queens. But I don't know. He doesn't have much time left, it seems like. He has a planetary over here. He's basically taken every single base that he can on his side of the map. This is a 22-minute game on Catalina, or I mean Catalyst, not Catalina. And it's pretty epic, but this entire game, BioIce has been behind. Just ever so slightly lacking the reinforcement capabilities, I guess. So all the Lings are really the only shot, because he needs to surround the heavy mech units and finally get rid of them. Otherwise, he really doesn't have any shot at killing them, except for some Broodlords, which I don't know about the Broodlords at this point. Look how many Vikings he has. Way too many. Spore goes down. A really nice spread of Vikings here. Are gonna prevent any kind of retreat or concave. And in the end, the Vikings land, and I think that's GG. BioIce is your second place finisher, and Jens from Chile is your winner. He's playing just such a solid game from Jens. I am actually super impressed here. And this is his first win in the Platy-pro Weekly, so I will be congratulating him. And that's it, actually. So, yeah, these wonderful players have stuck it out for like 5, almost 6 hours. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's just amazing endurance, pretty much. Did BioIce get offline already? I didn't see him get offline, or he could have just removed me. Probably like annoying to him at this point in time. I don't see BioIce. But yeah, this is the end of the tournament. Thanks for watching, and remember, next week is actually a 3 p.m. Saturday, because we're trying to dodge the OSC Community Open. We don't really want the conflicts there at the same time, and I guess that's all I gotta say. Thank you to all my supporters, all the followers, and see you guys next week. I will probably be casting as well. So yeah, this is it for me. I'll probably be casting unless I find some casters, some damn casters, but I can't seem to find any. But yeah, okay, it's kind of late, so I'm gonna say goodbye now. Good night.